And of course, my lovely good friends at Dafa News. Thank you so much, Dafa. Thank you so much, Bharat fans. Thank you to each and every one of you watching wherever you are on whatever platform. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. You can post your comments now. You can start posting, start getting involved in the chat if you're watching live. If you've heard something that either I've said or that these guys have said, and you're like, oh my word, how could they be talking like that? I need to correct them. Then that's where we need you. This is your show. This is the fan show. And it's all about having a little chat, having a little space where we can discuss what's going on in this England versus India test series. We are, of course, here on the morning of day 2 after yesterday. Now, I want to get your opinions. We have with us today Varnata, Yatharth, and of course Kunal and Sanika as well. Hi, gang. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's kick off with Varnata. We haven't heard from you during this test yet. Varnata, firstly, how are you and what mood did you wake up in this morning?
So the mood is very good. I mean, any sport, be it hockey, Olympics, anything, we are doing good. India is doing good everywhere, whether it's cricket. Last night we had a good sleep after, not losing any wicket in the last session and then waking up to the hockey winning team. So yes, it's been so exciting and excited for the day. Hopefully we don't lose any wickets and it's going to be a good day.
Okay, hi to Anil as well, who's watching right now. Kunal, tell me about. You must be quite excited about the Olympics as well. And
Very excited. Yeah, before that, I like how Vanata mentioned, I'm happy after yesterday we didn't lose a wicket. Like as Indians, we are not happy that they're under 200. We are happy 20 for no loss. Because English conditions, first match, we are vulnerable and we are fighting that really well. Tommy, answering your question, we are very happy, woke up early for the match, and what a match it was. I mean, honestly, this Olympic itself, we're getting to know a lot more about Indian hockey as well. I used to follow it back in 2008, the Beijing one, but then afterwards I stopped for some reasons, exams and everything. But then now I'm watching it again. It's like nostalgia from 2008. I remember some players as well, like Sandeep Singh. There was Gurnam. There are many multiple players over there, and it's really nice that they've actually won a medal right now. That's bronze, and we as Indians are super proud about it.
So when you woke up, because I kind of woke up this morning and you have that little moment where you think, you reflect on yesterday, you kind of, where am I, what's going on, kind of thing. I wake up like that most days. That's just that says more about me and my lifestyle, but let's not get into that. But when you wake up, you think, oh yeah, yesterday wasn't a dream. Because don't forget, it was only a little while ago, it was only a few weeks ago that I was at every game during the WTC with the Kiwis and with New Zealand, and you wake up with that horrible feeling like the weather was rubbish and we weren't playing great and New Zealand were amazing, and now it's just completely flipped. We're on that other side of things. So tell me about your mood today.
Well, definitely. Each Indian would be, superb happy when they woke up today, because yesterday what happened, we lost the toss, and I personally didn't expect it, such kind of performance. I thought that we might get 4 to 5 wicket at max, but getting them to all out, and this is the first time India have bowled England out below 200. So this is a big achievement, and even, when you wake up, you have a lot of things which are going right, and, you also won in the Olympics, then that's really great. But I will again come to that topic. Rain has been predicted today, so it's going to spoil our moods.
Yeah, it might dampen it somewhat. And talking of spoiling the mood in general, it's funny because even though we're Team India and we're Bharat Army, but we're living in England, all the press around me is focusing on England. Naturally, the press is saying what's going wrong with England's game. So I want to talk a little bit about that and get your opinion there, because England did collapse and it hasn't been good. But a lot of the press are focusing on the players aren't ready. They've just come out the 100 and therefore they were just ill prepared, and that's what we're seeing right now. Varnata, would you agree?
Yes, I think if you see both the teams like India and England, both did not get much of practice, but then still India is doing very well. And I also wanted to highlight one point what Yatharth said about the toss. Can we do something with the toss and can we replace somebody at the toss? Because we have been, I think, continuously losing so many tosses in the past like few months. And I don't know what is the solution for this. I mean, we should be winning toss at some point of time. Maybe Virat Kohli is saving for IPL, but then still we have to joined as an Indian team.
I think we need a separate coach to
For
coach Virat Kohli how to win a toss, like how to flip it perfectly so that the opponent calls it the wrong way.
There's got to be a ratio, surely, because the
Yeah.
coin is the same. No, but it's just knowing the weight of it, knowing how many flicks you're going to get, whether you're doing that method or that, Yeah, I like that. I might start the Toss Olympics. Which could be a whole other thing altogether. I might do quite well at that, funnily enough. So, actually, to talk to me about the England team right now, are we seeing a team that's ill prepared, or are we seeing a brilliant India team bowl? What did we see yesterday? Let's get your thought on that.
Well, it's mixture of both things. India has been in England for over a month. After the WTC, we have adapted to the conditions pretty well. And also, if you look at England, most of the players have come after 100. They are not even playing at their fullest of strength. Ben Stokes is missing out. Jofra Archer isn't there. Moeen Ali, Chris Woakes, some quality players who can add some runs in the tail aren't present there. So I think if we look at the Indian point of view, Bumrah is back in form. So that's a relief for every Indian fan, because without him, the bowling actually looks a lot pale. So some sort of good things happening. And today I think a lot of expectation of Rohit Sharma, because he's got off to a decent start, and just hoping that he doesn't throw up his wicket, because this is the major toe for not only for all the Indians, especially for Rohit Sharma, because he hasn't really performed in the foreign conditions. So this could be the best possible chance for him to prove his worth.
Okay, right. We want to see them in action, Kunal.
Yeah. What's the question? You haven't answered for so long, and this is the question completely.
We're about the poor performance. Actually, tell you what I'm going to ask you, because I was thinking, okay, so England aren't playing very well. They're saying they're not ready. They're saying they've just come out the 100. This ability to switch up, to go from the 100 into Test cricket, they're saying is what's tripped England up more so. India have been doing that with IPL for years, haven't we?
Yeah. These are excuses. I mean, the situation would have been different. Then again, blame, see, you play IPL a lot, and that's why you guys are not winning it. And now we play a lot of IPL. We just came off from a T20 series as well, and I feel we are doing really well in Test. But it's a completely different ball game, and you just need to learn to adapt. And it's not like T20 is going to stop. I mean, the 100 is a new addition, and T20, these shorter formats are going to stay for a long time. So people just have to adapt to these new formats as well.
It's a bit like when you're at a wedding party, right? Hear me out on this one. Hear me out. So when you're at a wedding and like you're hanging out with all your mates and you're chatting with the people that are your age, and you might sort of, I don't know, do the odd swear word or say cheeky things. But then when an auntie walks over, you got to switch. You got to go to auntie mode.
Yeah.
Test cricket is auntie mode,
Right.
and hanging by the bar is T20. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense in my head.
It makes complete sense.
And by the way, I'm very good at switching into auntie mode. I can namaste ji. I can do that. I can do that over there as well. You see, so we got to be able to do both. I'm sorry, England. We're not going to take any more excuses than that, and we can move on. But should we be careful that we are not lured into a false sense of security? That all of a sudden we're like, oh yeah, this is a weak England squad. They're a bit brittle with their batting. We can take this Test series, because they might warm up into the series then if all they needed is a bit of practice.
See, I think this is just the first test. We have 4 tests to go. So I think so we should be we should not be overconfident.
Yeah.
We will do best, and I hope we will win it. And I hope the weather supports us, please.
Absolutely. Weather's going to play a big role, and I feel like now we're in a good position. But then, if we actually bat really well today and get a lead, weather shouldn't play a spoil sport and cause a draw. That's like
Akshat on YouTube is saying, India should get a lead of 350 so that England will be out of the game. Okay.
Is talking of scores, is that what kind of scores do you want to see today? Well, as we're going into this
by stumps, right? But today evening stumps or the first inning score of India?
Well, either. I like the fact that you're breaking it down. Walk me through your score predicting theory. Go.
So no, by stumps, I would prefer if we play at 2 or 3 run, a run rate of 2 per over. We should be scoring like 90 overs there. So 180 runs. We are already at a lead of 21. So that will be around 2 runs. So we already be on a lead. we'll be 200ish, and they are 183, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would be in a very good position by the end of the day, and let's not go for 3 or 400 per over and expect a big lead day two itself. Instead, play it slow, take another day, and once you score good enough, let's say 350ish, you'll take a day or two for that, obviously. After that, you don't need to bat again. You can just get the ball out and win the match.
We have 4 days. Aram se khelo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, take your time. It is like a wedding. It's over 4 days, 4 or 5 days, all weekend. It's all coming back to marriage. You were nodding throughout that, Veronica. Do you agree? We don't need to go for the big score?
Yes, the main thing is we should be saving our wickets, because the first session today is going to be very crucial, and because we know, we have seen in the past also, the batting order collapses all of a sudden, and we don't want that to happen. So I think we should be seeing in a way that we should be batting the whole day instead of seeing on a big score like 300, 350, and eventually if we are there whole day on the crease, I think we will be having a good score at the end.
Okay. How do you feel? How's your confidence about Shami and KL?
Yeah, I think they will be doing well. If we have seen yesterday how Rohit and KL were playing, they were playing good. They were playing sensibly. They were not playing those loose shots, wherein they'll get out all of a sudden. They were not doing that. And also, I think it will be a very crucial partnership in the beginning as an opener. It will be going to be very crucial, and we should not be losing any wicket in the first session.
Yeah.
So
Yatharth, what are your thoughts on Shami and KL as well? What do we need to see this morning in this first session?
Well, when we have someone like a Sharma or KL at the crease, so the run rate really doesn't matter, because at the pace with Rohit Sharma at his own place, so we know he is going to score at least 4 or maybe 3 per over. So as long as the bat, we would able to get a decent start. And another thing which needs to be in consideration, that we are going to chase this target. So we at least need to bat 5 sessions. If we bat 5 sessions, I'm not predicting any score, that India should reach 200, 250, whatsoever. Just bat 5 sessions. You will definitely get yourself into a comfortable position. Maybe you have a chance that you don't get to bat again. So bat decently. We are batting with 8 batsmen. That's a lot of batsmen in these conditions. Take your time. You already have 4 days, and just also think that because in England, when you play in foreign conditions, collapse is just on the corner. So play safely and don't be overconfident.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize a couple of messages that we've had. Akshat is saying about the collapse. He says, be careful of people like England. They can easily spring a surprise as well. And Sunny saying as well, we've got 4 days. Exactly what you said, Yatharth. Players like Rohit, Rahul, Pujara and Kohli should look to play as long as possible. Set that tempo for the upcoming matches in this series. I know you agree with that.
Yeah.
Tell me what your thoughts are around it. How do we control that pace of the game? It's so different to everything else that we're seeing in cricket right now. It's a different discipline altogether.
So I feel Yatharth answered it very perfectly, mentioning take 1 session at a time and play for 5 sessions. And if you're playing for 5 sessions, you are basically not collapsing. And even if you're collapsing, you're surviving the collapse. And 5 sessions, if you're playing, you're scoring a lot of runs as well. I'll be more happy to watch KL Rahul perform really good, because when you talk about Rohit Sharma, you always look at him as an opener. Virat, number 4. Pujara, number 3. Jadeja, 5, 6 down the line. But then KL Rahul, I don't have a place for him in the playing 11. It's like number 6 is not present, bring KL over there. Opener's not there, bring KL. Number 4, KL. So that's something I want KL to be settled in the playing 11. And now there's a great opportunity for KL that Mayank is injured, unfortunately, but then he can actually solidify his position as an opener. Because KL has always been, one player it's like a missing piece of a jigsaw puzzle. Like there's one spot left, fix KL anyway. He'll do it perfectly. So I feel that's how he can solidify his position in the playing 11 as an opener.
Yatharth, you were smiling at that. Meaning, do you think KL is the kind of plug-in guy, or we're using the players to plug in gaps, or should there be a fixed place for him?
Well, someone like a KL is a great floater. It comes down to T20. He's best suited as an opener. Test, I'm not that confident that he should be fixed as an opener. He has got the series to prove himself, because last time he played decently. Not something which you sort of expected from KL, but again, in ODI, I think in this Indian 11, you hardly get a space for anyone. So some quality players, Surya Kumar Yadav, Shreyas Iyer. So problem of plenty basically. So wherever you get a chance, you just fit yourself. And if KL Rahul fits himself as an opener, it would be the best thing India could have.
Okay. Varanatha, what do you think? What needs to happen today? Who are our key players today? Who's going to step up? Who's going to make this a great day for us?
So the key players are going to be, as I said, it's going to be the openers. I mean, they should be scoring big. I mean, we should have a good partnership at the beginning so that later batsmen don't come in pressure and get out to any lethal ball. And it should be like they should be building partnerships and partnership. Only then we're gonna have a big score, and then they're gonna survive whole day. And again, waiting for Kohli's century is it's like ages. And I feel like I was born in last century and I still have Kohli's century. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that. And my pick would be Virat Kohli.
I feel Bharat should run a poll. What's going to happen first? Virat winning the toss or Virat scoring a century? Because I genuinely don't know when it's happening. And it's not that Virat is not playing well. He's scoring really good. Like 50 plus he's going, but then 100 is something that you're waiting for.
I think we should be asking an astrologer.
But is he taking a classic sort of captaincy approach here? Is he kind of hanging back and allowing other players to kind of step forward? What's going on? Why aren't we seeing him fire? Do we need to see him fire today? I know you want him to run it there because you love him and we all love him and he's our boy, but we're okay if he doesn't today, aren't we?
No, it's like he's scoring runs. It's just that he's not scoring that 100 runs.
Yeah.
He's scoring 50, 75, 60, anything, 30, 35. But that's not reaching to 100 mark. And that's what he's missing. And that's why we are feeling like it's been ages we have seen him scoring 100. And that's why I fight every day with my brother saying, he's saying like, Kohli hasn't scored 100 and look at England's captain. I'm like, wait for it. He's scoring runs. It's just that he's not scoring 100.
Just tell him, look at Kohli's records.
Yeah.
It's just that he has to score that 100 and then we are good. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. You just wanted to pass a certain mark. Is this unfair though, what we do? I mean, we're guilty of it. The press are guilty of it. We want 100 from Kohli. Yesterday we were talking about the pressure that was on Bumrah. Oh, should he be in the team? All these questions around his form. And by the way, I've seen so many great tweets about Bumrah's bowling from the England, because they're like, what is going on with those arms? How is he doing that? How is this possible? This is like, it's a freak of nature, the outswing, the inswing, the way the ball moves through the air. There's so much respect and love for him. And yet, 24 hours ago, we were going, people are questioning his form.
Yeah.
That feels a bit harsh, don't you think? Kunal, I know he's close to your heart.
Yeah, it's very harsh. I mean, see, I can understand if a player is not doing well for multiple series and that's why he's being criticized. I mean, someone like Rishabh Pant, like back when in initial days, he was given lots and lots of chances and still he wasn't doing well. That's when people are criticizing, it's justified. Be it KL Rahul, he failed in the England series in 2018, he failed in the Australia series as well in 2018 or 19. And then people criticize it's justified. But one match and he doesn't score, he doesn't pick a wicket and people just troll him. Or someone like Virat, like he's actually scoring. It's not even like Virat is not scoring. He's actually scoring those 50. His average is still 47 or something in the last couple of games, which is really good. And so it's really funny. I mean, we just switch him. Like I'll tell you, if today Virat scores, he'll be the best batsman ever. If tomorrow in the next innings he goes out for a duck, like come on, that was just a fluke. That's how people are going to react.
Actually, उन लोग ने उनके expectations जो है हम लोग के वो उतने high कर दिए कि अगर वो नहीं हुआ तो he is not playing well.
Yeah, but they're poles apart. It's either the best or the worst. Just retire. That's how they line up.
Yeah. Now you see, as a student, I was never in that danger. I never had the grades to put the pressure on me, so no one expected anything. I think it's much better to be an average to below average as a human being. But Yadav, I know you're a smart guy. I know you're a good student. You're used to this pressure. Is this okay? Are you happy with us putting all this pressure on our team?
Well, definitely. Well, more than Virat performing, I am just worried about the trolls which are going to come out because it comes like woof. So that's something that needs to be. He is scoring definitely. You know, if you look at WTC, he scored. He scored 44 in the first innings, and that was the most responsible innings I ever saw because I never saw Virat Kohli going at. He played 147 kind of deliveries and scored only those runs. So that was himself a responsible innings. So the standards which Virat Kohli has set himself, the bar are pretty much high. So he needs to do something out of the box to prove everyone wrong. He is doing nothing wrong, just to shut the comments outside.
There you go. Shut the noise. Okay, talking about the noise, let's catch up with our Bharatami boys who are at the ground and see what the noise is like this morning. This is right now at Trent Bridge.
Hey guys, Amish from the Bharat Army live at the ground on day 2 with Akshay. How you feeling, mate? How you feeling after yesterday?
Completely buzzing. Really so happy. The buzz around Nottingham from all the India fans yesterday evening was unbelievable. What a day yesterday. The perfect start to the series, perfect start to the day. We want to hope we replicate it today.
Who are you most impressed with from our bowling lineup yesterday?
I think it was a mixed bag. I think Bumrah was the star of the show, well supported by Shami. But even the other two seam bowlers were top class. They came in, they did their job. They're the inexperienced guys. I can't fault anyone. It was an overall team effort. But Bumrah, lacked a bit of confidence going into the game. Stepped up on the big occasion. Man of the match so far.
And yesterday we complete the day without losing a wicket. We just saw KL practicing in the nets right now. How are you feeling? What's the thoughts before the first session?
I thought they both played really well. There were a couple of times where they were outstretching, chasing ball, but they calmed themselves down and back on the focus of not losing a wicket before the end of play. And we've been watching the boys practice this morning, looking very good. And we're hoping the opening pair take us as far as possible. And the ideal plan really today is to make sure we bat, and then give Pant and Jadeja free license to get a massive lead.
So when you say bat, let's say for end of session 1. What are you looking for? What are you hoping for before the likes of Pant and Jadoo coming? What are your expectations considering our weaknesses in the middle order?
Yeah, I think if we can just bat till tea, 4 wickets down maybe, lose 2 wickets a session, I'll be really happy with that. And that will have Pant coming in for the final session. There will be an element of speed required as well because there is rain forecast for tomorrow. So there will be a period at the end session where India will need to force a result, and that will require Jadeja, Pant to bat quick and hopefully get us a big score.
Just another quick thing, right? Because I guess India are now going to bat in the best conditions possible to build a platform and set a lead. What's your thoughts on the conditions and maybe session 3 where rain might come into play?
Yeah, we thought it'd be overcast all day today. If you look up today, it's a completely blue sky.
Where's your sunglasses, mate?
We can ask for better conditions for us guys to bat in. But we've got to make the most of it. We can't give them anything and make sure we capitalise on the conditions.
Cool. So that's Bharat Army live from the ground in start day 2. Come on, India!
Come on.
I want to point out, I've spent all day with those guys. That's Amish and Akshay, right? They've been friends for years. It's funny to see them going, oh, hello, so tell me about the game. I tell you what goes on. I tell you what actually goes on when they're in the seats. Lots of swearing, lots of passion, lots of shouting at the pitch, lots of shouting at each other, lots of singing and dancing. And they're like, oh, yes, bat. That's what I would do. I'd bat. I'm in the middle of saying, listen, those guys are just giving you a little feeling of what's going on, but the passion is real, make no mistake. And hey, it was nice to see the blue skies there. They said it themselves, Varnata. They said perfect batting conditions. What did you see? What did you see from that little outlook of the pitch?
It looks good. Perfect batting conditions, and I think we are going to score well. It's again just that we have to stay all day, bat for 5 sessions, and we are good. And coming to Bumrah, back in form is good for Indian team, but not for IPL.
Yeah, I can see that look on your face.
Look at the guilt. She feels so bad. She was like, I was just going to leave you on the screen, just kind of going, yeah, I know, it's good for me now, but I may not like you when the IPL starts again. It's okay. We all feel that. But you can feel the optimism, great conditions. It's actually all going in our favour at the moment. But again, it's that weather factor that's looming. It's that thing that might put the pressure on. It might mean that it might draw some of the players into wanting to play those bigger shots. Yeah. And then we could end up with some egg on our face, as the phrase goes. Kunal, how can we avoid that? What do we do now?
So I'm really excited to watch how Pujara tackles this, because there has always been a question mark about his run rate, his scoring rate. I mean, he kind of blocks a lot, and I think today that's what's needed. And somewhere I'm even excited to watch how Rishabh handles it, because both are two opposite ends of a scale. So Rishabh would ideally try to charge, and Pujara is the one who's always blocking. So both have to tweak it a little bit, and Pujara needs to go a little bit faster than just dot, try a single or two per over, and same with Rishabh, instead of going for boundaries, instead of going for those weird shots. It was against Jofra, right? Who hits that against someone like Jofra Archer? But then so even he needs to avoid those boundaries, those risky shots, and rather go for singles and doubles. But if Pujara's really slowing down the scoring rate, then Rishabh has to score fast. So it'll be really interesting what the management has directed the players to do.
Sanika, final thoughts from you?
Yeah, actually, I was going to read the comment by Sunny. He's saying Kohli scored 97 and 103 and was mom at the same venue in 2018. And India thrashed England by 203 runs. So let's wait and watch.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. It's a fingers crossed. And where will you be watching? How will you be watching?
Home.
I wish we could be there watching, but then lockdown.
Yeah. But you see, isn't it funny? I think during lockdown, this is exactly what we need. We need great cricket, great entertainment, and Test cricket is good. You can't go anywhere. You're going to sit there all day. So it's perfect. This is actually lends itself ideally for us. Yardad, final thoughts from you as well, mate, before we go into day 2. What are you thinking?
Well, first of all, the video which you saw, I was just not listening what they were saying. I was just looking at the weather, because the weather was looking that good. I was shocked, to see that sun out. I expected it should have been a cloudy day, but thank God, weather is our way. But England, we also not need to be looking on the Indian side, because England are not just here to have some fun. They are here to just continue what they have been doing, and they will definitely try to bounce back. And Ollie Robinson looked in some form yesterday. The way he was bowling, he's using the full use which he can make out of his height. So India needs to take that element out.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. And thank you to each and every one of you. Again, guys at home, wherever you are watching this video right now, put your comments on the screen, whether it's on the YouTube, follow the Bharat Army. A massive thank you again to Dafa News as well. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Yardad. Thank you, Kunal and Sanika. And also a massive big, actually, and do you guys want to big up any other of the Indian Olympic teams? The hockey lads are playing today as well. Please, someone says, I got a message earlier, there you go, Karan says, please spare some time to wish our Indian hockey men's team for today a win. Go hockey team as well. What a time to be Indian. What a time to be proud of your country and your players. And we're celebrating that love that we have for our teams right here with Bharat Army and Dafa News. So until later on today, we'll catch up at the end of play, and fingers crossed these smiles will be continuing. Look at this, smiles and the fingers crossed and all that. Yeah. Enjoy the day, enjoy your game, and I'll see you next time. See you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.